short guy. Okay, good morning everyone. And it's the first time for me here in Durban, South Africa actually. And I would like to thank the organizer, Professor Comer, Dr. Singh, and all the co-organizers who invited me for such a beautiful event today. I've been told that I have to give my speech in 45 minutes, but I believe it's going to be shorter than 45 minutes, maybe like 25 minutes. Okay, so my speech today, we have three basic elements. We have the big data, we have the green smart cities, and we have the most important topic nowadays in the next 10 to 20 years in the future, which is the nanosatellite, or we call the small satellites, and the next innovation era for the nanosatellites, how we can serve the big data and the green cities, smart cities and green innovations. Please give it. So before we go to big data, we really understand the big difference in big data management and what problems we do have in managing big data. I'm not going for more details about big data because most of you are experts. And just give you one of the problems we face in big data, which is the migration. When we have data centers, big data centers, and we would like to migrate the whole system from a stage to another stage, we really face big problems in business side. As he said, I'm combining both sides. I'm academic and business at the same time. So we're running many businesses in Middle East and in North America. But with this kind of big data problem, migration is one of the biggest strategy facing most of the experts in big data. So before we define the big data, we need to understand what is the next step in order we do the migration for the big data in terms of hardware, in terms of software, in terms of communications, methodology, and protocols. All these concepts we need to understand, and we need to put in a cutting-edge technology that serves migration to big data in terms of strategy. So we have the more options you have, the more difficulties you will find in migrating your big data. We have, I believe we had one case, it was in Dubai. It was one of the financial institutions in Dubai. It's actually Dubai financial market, which holds most of the Dubai shares, So in 2008, we had the financial crisis, the world financial crisis, you guys. So Dubai was one of the biggest cities that was affected by the financial crisis. So we had a problem migrating the data, from data centers, because we don't have a pure strategy at that moment, and things work really quickly, and we need to save the situation, share some money to people. So one of the big data problem we had is the migration strategy. With my topic today, we're going to talk about how we can do migration or transfer of this big data from nanosatellites, or we call it a CubeSat, in the next couple slides. Okay, I'm also president of Green ICT Standard, International Federation of Green ICT Standard, the one on the left. We work with ICACCE Green ICT. So we are a synergy with ICACCE. So the Green ICT Standard is International Federation and US International Federation. And I would like to invite people that might be interesting, like you experts in Green ICT, to join us. We have so many members, so many members. And the concept of the green is to define, are you really green or not? Are you really following the standards or not? I mean, how you could define that this energy is green? I mean, the lights are green. How you could define, I mean, anyone can say, I'm green, I'm having, my computer is green. How you can define if you don't have a standards, if you don't follow a standards? So with ICACCE Green ICT Standard and our international federation, we defined for the first time the meaning of Green ICT Standard. It's not like the ITU, the International Institute of Telecommunication, it's something different. So we defined for the first time in 2014, 2015, we came up with Green ICT Standard for the first time, defining big data for strategy, for data centers, and for following all these approaches to get certified by Green ICT Standard. And by the way, we have a professional certification. It should be a Green IT Professional Certification. So we award a Green IT Professional Certification for individual experts. It's a certification combined by IEEE and our federation. So with these standards, you'll be able to define your big data and how you can manage real big data into concepts of Green ICT Standard. You see what I mean? Especially for data centers and telecommunications. Next slide. Okay, this is the most important topic for today. It's a space project that we founded in 2016. It's 6 months old, but we were working on this 2 years ago. So we were working since 2014, and by 2016 we have a clearance from the United Kingdom to launch our space foundation. It's one of the newest space foundation in UK, probably in the world. And we act since 6 months old, but we have so many members that are working with us. It's a non-profit foundation. It's dedicated for R&D for space. But we're trying to put things together. I mean, I'm a puzzle man. I like puzzles. So I like putting things together. Okay, how we can manage space technology to support big data, to support smart cities and stuff like that. So I'm trying to think strategically, to put things together in a panorama way, so you can have a brief view what we're doing exactly. So the foundation was founded in 2016, and it was founded by volunteers members. I'm one of the co-founders. And we have founders from NASA, from ESA, from European Space Agency, from JAXA, from companies like SpaceX, and so many. So we're doing supporting R&D missions for space, but especially for technology experimentations. So as I said, we have members from SpaceX, from AT&T, from European Space Agency, from NASA, from ARPSAT, university like Kayyali, California Technical University, which is one of the best universities in aerospace. So many space, South America, from Asia. We had 2 contracts with 2 launching companies from US. It was Exosolar Space, and our second contract we had from Inner Orbital Systems. Our 3rd contract we're working right now is going to be in the next month with SpaceX. I'm not sure, guys, if you heard about SpaceX. It's one of the biggest aerospace companies. Give me the next slide. Okay, so this is what we're doing. It's our scenario for the government. We usually serve governments and public sectors more than private sectors. But it works with private sector as well. It's the same scenario. We have no problem to apply. So what we're doing is we try to go for serving your own technology for big data or data centers or telecommunications protocols from nanosatellites. So you can have a nanosatellites around the Earth, which is around low Earth orbit. We have so many orbits around the Earth. We have low Earth orbit, medium, and geostationary. But usually we go for low Earth orbit. I can mention to you later why low Earth orbit. So with these nanosatellites, you can have a transaction between your data from your own ground stations on Earth. So whatever ground stations you have in the United States, in Asia, in Europe, all ground stations, they communicate together, serving your big data. I mean, data centers, whatever, telecommunications. So in transactions into nanosatellites, and we transmit again to other ground stations. And from there, we can build following Green ICT Standard, we can build green cities and green environment into orders to technology using the Green ICT Standards that serving big data only. So this is actually the scenario we're following. So we have a solution starting from space and passing to migration to your own big data into data centers and transferring this into approaching Green ICT Standard as well. This is a complete pack solution. Next slide, please. One of the applications we're running right now, it's a big data process for marine tracking. So we have vessels tracking. I knew that Durban is one of the heaviest and tracking. You know, we have so many marine vessels over here, so we will be able to track vessels. You know, whatever the vessels is, it's a military or civil vessels. It doesn't matter. But usually we deal with civil, you know, vessels. So we were able to track illegal fishing, trade monitoring, piracy, rescue management or insurance, you know, maritime, all sort of vessels that can be adapted, telecommunication via nanosatellite or CubeSat, we can really manage and track. So let me do something for you. We can have tens of terabytes, which means up to 15, 20 terabytes per day per nanosatellite. Again, we can have 1 or 2 or 3 up to 20 terabytes of data from one single satellite per day. And once we have a constellation of satellites, it means 20 satellites, constellations. Imagine how many data you can transfer per day. Okay? So you need really big data centers. You need a strategy to define how you can manage all these big data in terms of, if you're not really interested to build a green environment in the future. Go next slide. Okay, for your information, right now we have more than 1,200 nanosatellites that are serving around the Earth, in low Earth orbit especially. And we have a demand by 2020, which means 4 years from now, or almost 3 years from now, 3,500 nanosatellites. When we speak about nanosatellites, we speak about CubeSat. CubeSat, it's a very small satellite. It's this size, maybe smaller, to be honest. It's 1 kilogram satellite. 1 kilogram satellite. Could be much lighter than your laptop. But 1 kilogram satellite can carry more than 20 terabytes of data. Imagine. One single CubeSat. So when you have a constellation of CubeSats surrounding South Africa or wherever, you can have a full coverage, geographic coverage. You can manage all your geographic information. Imagine. So with these 3,500 satellites, we're going to be in the next era. It's the next innovation, okay? So everyone will have an access to the internet. You don't have to access the internet from your own, probably, telecommunication operator, but if you have an access to direct ground station which connects you to a nanosatellite, it's going to be much easier. I mean, if you go to the mountain, definitely you will have a 4G connection, definitely. Okay? So this is going to be the future, actually. And so this is how the future is going. It's in 4 years we're going to have more than 5,000 nanosatellites around the Earth. Give me the next slide, Mr. Carl. Okay, we at ICACCE, we have different launching services. We start from low Earth orbit, as I mentioned. Low Earth orbit, we call it LEO. So we are able to carry whatever data to transfer into low Earth orbit up to 2,000 kilometers, and we pass into geostationary orbit. Next slide. We also we can launch your own satellites for telecommunication, for future data, big data transactions from the ISS, from International Space Station. It's like 450 kilometers from Earth. So we're able to launch. So the more constellations you have, the better coverage you have for your future data. As I mentioned, if you are in the desert, if you are over the mountain, definitely you're going to have internet connection, definitely. If you are in the middle of the sea, you're going to have an internet connection with a high speed. Okay? So this is how we manage big data in the future using nanosatellites. Next slide. Maybe you can go to our website and you can learn more about our publications we have done, and press releases. So, no, go again, next slide. Okay, so wherever we're doing this under financial institutions and financial support from our investment partners for the business consulting, as I mentioned. And we have other partners as well for supporting our project. It's a really impressive project. And right now we are working in 3 domains from 3 countries. We are 6 months old, but we have 3 contracts, which is exciting. I believe that South Africa, they launched CubeSat, nanosatellite. That was in 2012, right? I mean, Have you ever heard about this before? It's University Cape Peninsula, yeah. They launched CubeSat and nanosatellite in 2012. It was one of the first initiatives for South Africa. It was good, but it was for R&D purpose. It wasn't for commercial purpose. But what I'm talking about, it's both R&D level and commercial purpose. Okay, I believe it's done. I'll leave it on them. Yeah. Do you have some time for the video presentation? Can I put the mic for? We're going to have a couple minutes video presentation about what we're doing at KSF Space.
Service from small low Earth orbit satellites, which can be made available to developing countries. So we're looking for universities, we're looking for foundations who would be interested.
Our philosophy is to provide cheap access to space for everyone who wants to go. We believe in colonization of the moon. We believe in expanding the human race throughout the solar system.
Technical and instrumentation issue.
And from these nanosatellite, we can have constellations, which means a group of satellites. I forgot to mention that we have at KSF the world's first nanosatellite engineering professional certification. It's the first time. It's like PNP and any other professional, but it's going to be specialized for nanosatellite. So in the future, you can teach your students how to build your own nanosatellites using our professional certifications. I'm done for my speech. If you have any questions, I believe we can have 15 minutes of it. Thank you.